Hello, hello, hello. Good to see you. You get fairy dust, I get fairy dust, Amelie gets fairy dust. And it's time for another episode of Complex PTSD from Surviving to Thriving. My Amazon affiliate link is in the description below. And we are on page 23. And we are talking about, being frustrated with our limitations because we didn't get to develop lots of healthy things. And if you're wondering what are the healthy things that we didn't get to develop, there's some videos that you might be interested in before this. So now he's talking about being frustrated that we have to do this work. Being frustrated that we have to do this work. And he said, the resentment that should have been directed toward my parents often boomeranged onto me and spoiled or thwarted my efforts of self-nurturance. So you've heard the saying, or you've heard me say it, resentment. We think it's a knife that's hanging over someone else's head, but it's actually hanging over ours. And so if we just try to solve our childhood trauma problems by blaming our parents, that's not going to work. That doesn't work. And just think about it. If you do have resentments against your parents, has it helped you heal? No. So it's like the knife hanging over our own head. And the knife is in our brain. And we want resentment is like removing, pulling the knife out, and making room for healing. While that knife is in there, there's no room to heal. And so I'm not talking about like forgiving and all that other shit. I'm just talking about understanding for each and every resentment that you have. It's like something that lives in your brain that is blocking your healing, and we don't want that. And so I, as an addict, have no choice but to have zero resentments, because if I carry a resentment, I will use again. So I can't have a resentment. And when I get one, and believe me, I was full of resentments before this. So it's not a brag. Like I done service. It's just saying like, hey, I did this work. It's like I did this workout, the resentment workout, and I found it to be a necessary step. So, I find it helpful to approach developmental arrests from the viewpoint of the novelist David Mitchell's quip that fire is the sun unwinding itself out of the wood. Okay. Similarly, this is what I want to read. Similarly, effective recovery is unwinding our natural potential you were born with out of your own unconscious. This innate potential, which may be as yet unrealized because of your childhood trauma. Okay, so what he's saying is if we had those developmental arrests, just to remind you of a few, we don't know how to protect ourselves. We don't know how to have compassion for ourselves. We don't accept ourselves on any level, really. And we don't... we might have a hit of willpower and motivation and capacity for self-expression. So what's very, very, very important to understand is that these things are still alive and well inside of you. They were never touched. Okay. They were touched. But your psyche knew to wall them off. And so when they got touched or rubbed up against, you just had to figure out how to save them. It's like putting excuse me. It's like, here are these normal development things, normal development of self-esteem, normal development of willpower and motivation, normal development. And then comes along, like, then we realize, like, our psyche realizes as children, like, holy shit, this is nuts. what the fuck? And then we like, I'm proud of myself. And then it's just like, then you get beaten down. And then it's like, I'm going to do all these magical things. I'm going to achieve my dreams. And then that gets beaten down. And then it's like, oh, I love myself so much. I made a mistake in school, but it's okay. Cause I know that humans make mistakes, and sometimes I'm going to make mistakes. And then like, no, you're a piece of shit. You have to be perfect to fit into this family. So this is, I guess, what I meant by like, it's being touched. But notice it wasn't acid thrown on these Eiffel Towers. You know, I love miniatures, and you know, I don't know if you know, but you know, we're all obsessed with Paris. Like, don't get it wrong. But anyway, so it's like, okay, so it's like, oh, we learn all of these things. We learn like, what are some of the other ones? Like that life is a gift, that peace of mind, you know, it rubs up against all of those things. And we're like, oh, shit. These aren't gonna work for me. So let me protect them. Okay? So they're in you. They're in you. What helped me protect them? Therapy every week. Therapy with a safe person who gets me every single week until I stopped hating myself. When can I stop going to therapy? When I stop hating myself. When can I stop going to therapy? When I accept myself for who I am exactly as I am in this moment. The way that I look, all of the shit, like it is amazing as it is. That's when I can stop going to therapy. When can I stop going to therapy? When I'm not constantly hypervigilant. Like, peace of mind is our birthright, not for survivors of childhood trauma. And hypervigilance is fucking exhausting. So, just as an FYI. Okay. This is our work. This is our work. And no, this is a great discovery, because those of us feel like this is gone. That we thought that when we did this, it was totally gone, but it's not. They're still in there. Your psyche has a beautiful way of saving you. And, you know, some of us, it's going to be harder than others depending on the abuse. But, and it requires for you to be safe. And that's why your therapist has to be a safe person that completely gets you. So you're in there, and we're just going to slowly stand these up. And then what happens is so then you go to therapy, and you're like, oh shit, I got to do this work. So it's like, okay, the cloche is off. And then like, okay, let's work on self-compassion. And so it's like, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. This is hard. This is hard. Oh, okay, finally it's standing up. I think I have a little bit of confidence in myself. I have a little bit of confidence in me being able to be free of my addiction. I have a little bit of confidence in me being able to do something with imperfections. Like I have a little bit of confidence. And then these become rocket ships. And then you start to develop these things, and then they just become alive in your psyche. We have to heal though, because the sad thing that happened is that when we locked these away, oh, I love myself. Nope, that's not going to fly in this family. The sad thing is that we think they're gone. And so even sometimes after a lot of therapy, they still feel gone. And so some of this is about trusting that they're still there. And we can only have access to this work when we feel safe. So if you're still in an abusive relationship, that's going to take up space and take up a lot of chaos and take a lot of your time and energy that you don't get to this work. This work isn't easy. This work can be very painful, but it is doable and possible. And how do I know? Because I know other advanced bitches have done it, and I know that it worked for me, which is why I'm opening my mouth in the first place. Am I fully healed? No. But are these things that were my birthright now coming to fruition because of all my fucking hard work? 100%. 100%. I'm actually curious now to go back and look. And maybe I'll do this for next time. See where I am and see where you are. And I don't know if I said it in the other videos, but this would be a good place to 0 to 10. Where am I falling right now? I'll just do self-acceptance. I'm gonna give myself a 9 because I'm having to work on aging. Like the body, I'm good with it. Like it's great. Like I'm good with it. Not because of my size, but just because I decided to accept it as is. But this aging thing is challenging. And so I'm trying to fall in love with my face as it slides off my skull. I'm trying to fall in love with this little turkey neck situation. So I have to give myself a 9. And I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to figure it out because I'm not going to not figure that out. And I think just by talking about it a little bit has helped me be more accepting, just even now. So let's just say 9.1. But if I turn off the camera, perhaps it'll go right back to 9. So, and we'll see what other aging shit happens. There's already been plenty, and I've done plenty of accepting. Okay. This is doable. This is healable. And follow the thread. Find your safe person. If you can't afford therapy now, read every self-help book you can get your hands on. If you can't, find a safe friend. Follow the thread. You're just going to follow the thread to the next right thing. A day at a time, what's the next right thing? A day at a time, what's the next right thing? These are addicts' mantras that we have to use in the beginning, and then sometimes when it's really stressful, to get through the day. Like, what is the next right thing? What is the next right thing? That's what I mean by following the thread. I hope this was helpful. Love you. Bye.